Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Crochet Diaries. I'm your host Claudia, your crochet bestie, and on this podcast segment on my channel, I'm just basically going to be talking about all things crochet, all things knit, all things, fun with yarn, and yeah, just basically chit chat with you whilst you crochet, whilst you do whatever it is you're doing. So there's this subsection on Reddit called Am I the A-hole? And I was actually on there last time. But today I'm going to be reacting and ranking them from the A-hole to not the A-hole. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and hit that post notification bell so you never ever miss a video from me. Let's get into the video. I have them on my laptop on Reddit, so there's quite a few, so I might make a part 1 and a part 2 because a lot of these confessions are quite long. I only read like the title, I didn't read through the whole confession because it's very long, so I might do like 5 in this video and then make a part 2 if you guys want a part. Okay, so the first one: am I the a-hole for crocheting while watching TV? My husband, 30 male, and I, 28 female, like to watch movies or TV shows together after we put our child down to bed. I'm a crafty person and enjoy doing puzzles, crocheting, wrapping presents, etc. while watching TV. For some reason, this irritates my husband. I feel like I am able to watch and enjoy the show with him, but he constantly says, "Watch now," and wait. When I look up for a second later, he says, "You didn't even see that. You didn't get the joke." Okay, I only look away from the screen for a few seconds at a time, so I don't believe that I'm missing much. For context, my family growing up did these activities frequently together while watching movies. I don't believe that this is such a weird habit. I feel like I am able to decompress easier when my hands are busy. My husband says that when he wants to watch something with me, he wants to watch it the whole time. Am I the a-hole for wanting to keep my hands busy while watching TV? Am I being inconsiderate? Is this really a weird thing to do? Okay, I'm gonna start this off by saying, as a crocheter, you're not the a-hole. Like, I don't know any crocheter who can sit down and just crochet without having a show on to watch. So for that reason, I'm going to say you're not the a-hole. However, it could look like you're the a-hole because he wants to, spend some quality time with you and just watch the show. So you both paying attention to the show. And if he feels like you're not paying attention to the show, it might seem like he thinks you don't care about you guys watching the show together. But again, if it's something you've always done growing up, then it's not really an issue. Like, it's what you're used to doing. I can crochet and watch the show at the same time. Like, yeah, I'm still listening and paying attention to what's happening. I don't necessarily see everything that's happening, but if there's a joke that's being told, you can still hear the joke, right? You don't have to see the joke to get the joke. Do you get it? But I'm gonna say you're not the a-hole. Like, genuinely, you're not the a-hole. So your husband just needs to accept the fact that you're a crafty person, and if he doesn't accept that, then I don't think he accepts you for who you are, because that is part of who you are, being a crafter at the end of the day. I'm the a-hole for telling my girlfriend her blankets are pretty useless and impractical. My 29-year-old male have been dating my girlfriend, 28 female, for 8 months. My girlfriend has many hobbies. Among them are crocheting and volunteering at a harm reduction center in our city. I won't pretend to know a lot about crochet because I've never done it, and she's the first person I know who does. Her work at the harm reduction center is simply badass though. She's really good at it and has saved someone's life before from an overdose. For the past couple of weeks, she's been working on a lot of blankets for the regulars in her center. I guess she does this every year when it starts to get cold out. She gets donations to buy yarn and then makes blankets for people in their favorite color design she thinks they would like. Blankets are her favorite thing to make. This is like a fun thing for her to get to do. I was blown away by how much money she spent on this yarn this year. Close to $500. Even though it's mostly not her money, I was just flabbergasted. Even though the stuff she makes is pretty, that's all it is. That's so rude. I've never personally reached for one of the blankets she's made for her apartment because when I look at them, they just have a lot of holes and gaps in them. I'm sure it's the design. It's a design thing, yeah, granny stitch. But what type of blanket is basically for show? How warm can it be when if you stretch it out or you're making gaps in it? Now, I'm sorry, this confession is kind of rude. Like, they don't understand the beauty of crochet, clearly. So I brought this up to her because I feel like with that much money she can buy better blankets for cheaper and then use the rest to buy stuff for the center. Okay, you cannot tell a crocheter to buy something that they can make. First of all, that's so disrespectful. Because if I could make it, why would I then go and buy the same thing that I can just make myself? That her blankets wouldn't do anything to keep someone warm on the streets. She said that this is something all the regulars look forward to every year because they need the blankets, but they also love having something that was handmade special for them, and some of them haven't had that in ages after living in the streets for so long. I'm glad she said that, because he's clearly not seeing it as something that is, you know, worthwhile to have. He just sees it as, oh, it's pretty and that's it. But there's so much more behind crochet. Like, it's a handmade gift. Like, you spend your time, your energy, all of that to make something special for someone else. And the fact that she's making it for people who have, you know, lived out on the streets is just makes it even more the special. I said I was fine, but a good feeling from the gift isn't enough to keep them warm. Okay, I don't know about you, but when someone has complimented you after you felt like you've been looking bummy all day and someone says, oh, you look really nice, do you get that nice warm feeling, like, oh, like you just get filled with happiness because of that one compliment? I think this is the same concept here. Even if it doesn't keep them warm like he's claiming, the fact that she handmade them for them, the love of making it is what is keeping them warm. So said I was being obtuse, as he was, and that they are warm, and I always wear the scarf and hat she made me. Aren't those warm? Exactly. Like, if you're wearing the hats and scarves, what difference is it that it's now a blanket and not a hat or a scarf? But there's a difference, because they're things you wrap tightly around you. This guy is talking a lot of nonsense, but she ran back to her place upset and frustrated because she feels like I am intentionally not listening, but I feel like if you guys could see the stuff she's making, you'd agree with me that they're completely useless blankets. Okay, he is automatically an a-hole. How are you disregarding your girlfriend's talents and her, you know, hospitality and volunteering, you know, spending her free time to make something for these strangers that she doesn't even know? And yeah, it's expensive, whatever, and you might not think it's practical, but at the end of the day, her reasoning for making these blankets is far more beautiful than how he sees the blanket. Like, if you've made a crochet blanket before, you know that it is practical. I've made a crochet blanket and it's actually very warm. Like, I'll put it around my feet and my feet gets warm. So, a-hole he is. Ridiculous, honestly. Next one, am I the a-hole for not wanting to crochet my friend's entire wedding dress for free? Okay, already, just from the title, you're not a-hole. I'm sorry. What? A whole entire wedding dress? That's crazy. So to make a long story short, I started kind of a weird tradition in my friend group. I'm not able to go to weddings much because I have kids. So instead, I've been hand making crochet stuff for my friends to wear, mostly small things like scrunchies and gloves. Most of my friends have been super appreciative and love getting handmade gifts, since they know it can take me hours or even days, depending on how big it is. Well, we found out my friend Jay is getting married in April, and we are all super happy for her, but it does seem like a short notice. Jay asked me if I could crochet her a wedding dress that looked like her grandmother's, since the original dress was lost in a fire this summer. That's kind of sad. Everything to be exactly like her grandma's dress was down to the yarn color. Okay, let me finish reading this and get onto it, because that's crazy. I was a bit taken aback, to say the least. Not to mention finding a colour match to the yarn, since it's not super easy. I asked her to send me some pictures of the dress to see what I could do, and let's just say the thing is gorgeous, but there's no way even a skilled crochet expert could get that done in less than 2 months. I explained to her that I couldn't possibly make the whole dress for her on such a short notice, but I could make her a cute shawl with the same stitch to pay homage to her grandma's dress. She responded by saying I was being a bee because I was playing favorites with friends by not making her what she wanted, and then dramatically stormed off. Okay, our friends are kind of split. All of them who do handmade crafts agree with me that what does that word say? Expirations are unrealistic. My other friends seem torn because on one hand, this dress meant a lot more than just a regular project, and that I should have handled it more gently than I did. Okay, first of all, you're not the a-hole. I'm sorry, but your friend Jay needs to grow up. She needs to grow up, and she should have given you more time and more notice, because she knows how long it takes to crochet something. So for her to be like, oh yeah, can you crochet my grandma's dress exactly the same color and everything with that much short notice, is selfish. I'm sorry, it's selfish. Like, how are you gonna do that to your crochet friend? You're just gonna stress her out for no reason. So you're not the a-hole. And with the whole color matching thing, the fact that she wanted it the exact same color is ridiculous. Like, I get it, you want to pay homage to your grandma and have the exact same dress or whatever, but crocheting is difficult already. Trying to find a color match for something is even more difficult, because I've started projects and I've run out of that specific color and had to go to the shops, and the shop has that color but it's a shade darker or it's a shade lighter. Like, it's never ever the same exact shade, and it's difficult because it's the same color, well, quote unquote the same color. So the fact that she wants the dress to be, she wants you to find the yarn in that exact same color is redonkulous. I'm sorry. I would not do that. And if she wants you to do it, get her to pay you. Like, I'm talking thousands. Pay you thousands of pounds. And if she doesn't want to pay you thousands of pounds, then why should you stress yourself out to make the dress in that short notice? No, it's not worth it. And if she doesn't see that it's not possible to make in that short notice, then she's not a true friend. A true friend would be understanding. And if she's not understanding, and you know, she's saying that you're picking and choosing which friends stuff to make, then she's not a true friend. And Jay could say bye-bye to the door, because we don't tolerate that over here. Am I the a-hole for refusing to crochet something for my mum? I, 16 female, have been crocheting for around 3 years now, and every year I make my mum, 52 female, a crochet gift for her birthday. The first year I gave her a hat and she gave it to a family member as it wasn't what she wanted. Last year I ended up giving her a blanket, which was supposed to be a cardigan, but I had to change as I decided a cardigan was above my skill levels. I ended up giving that to her on Christmas instead, as I was quite busy that year and was going through some mental issues, which she knows about. Every time she gets her gift, she complains about something like, oh, I wanted something else, or this is not the colour I wanted. So this year she asked me, can you make me a sweater? I told her no. As the sweater is a time-consuming project, I struggle with making stuff in other people's measurement, and she had complained each time I made her something. I offered her that I could make her something else instead, but she refused, saying, I want you to make me something I can wear. She was also saying that it would be less time-consuming if I made the sweater in a looser knit, which is not the case. That doesn't even make any sense. I was telling her that I would be happy making her anything else, but a sweater was just complicated for me. If she only wanted a sweater, I can not make her anything at all. I understand her wanting something she could wear, but I simply do not believe I'd be able to make one for her. Am I the a-hole? No, you are not the a-hole, and I'm gonna tell you why you're not the a-hole. Because you've made her presents countless times, crocheted it with your own time, you know, your own money to buy the yarn or whatever, and every single time she's complained about it and given it away to somebody else. If there's one thing you shouldn't do to a crocheter, is give away the gift that they've made for you to someone else. It's rude, it's disrespectful, and it's not very pleasant. Like, they spend so much time to make something for you, and then you give it away. Definitely not the a-hole for not wanting to make her mum something. If you want something, you ask for it, but if you're going to complain about it, or even if you didn't ask for it but you complain about it, then that's just inconsiderate of the person who's made it for you. So you're not the a-hole for that. Okay, next one. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law it's rude to crochet everywhere? Yeah, my sister-in-law does crochet. It's literally become her personality. She started doing it after her and my brother experienced a second trimester loss earlier in the year. Oh my gosh. Now she does it everywhere. I work in the same place she does, and I've seen her crocheting at her desk during her breaks and lunch. My brother says it's how she relaxes. Apparently it helps calm her busy mind. Every week or so we have family dinners over at my parents' house. Since sister-in-law has been crocheting, she brings it with her. She just sits in the corner after dinner working on a project. My brother often sits with her and they'll talk quietly. Her and my brother are quite introverted. If she ends up sitting with my wife or another sister-in-law, she's crocheting. I recently invited her and my brother to watch a film at mine, and again she was sat crocheting through the whole film. It's rude because she's not paying attention to anyone. Okay. Tonight my brother posted a picture of them where they were out having a couple of drinks in the pub. Yet again she was crocheting. Okay dude, what is your deal? It was on the table in the picture. In the comments she was joking with her friends that she would be able to see where on her whip that she got drunk, as it will be dropped stitches and she'll have to start again. Her social media is full of posts about crochet, about what she's working on, the yarn or pattern she's bought, or the trip she and my brother take to go to specific yarn stores. I've had enough of her being rude, and I commented under the post that it was rude. She kept crocheting everywhere and she needed to stop being so antisocial all the time. She didn't comment back, but one of her friends did, telling me to F off, as she should, because what do you mean it's rude? Like, get out of here. That she can crochet wherever and whenever she wants. I responded by saying, in that case, crocheting is banned in my house. What the hell? So she'll have to socialize in future. My brother deleted my comments before sister-in-law got to see them. I know this because he told me when he messaged me telling me that I was being a P and her crocheting wasn't hurting anyone. He said that she's currently crocheting all the time because she's making gifts for family and friends. BS, because we don't do gifts for adults in the family anymore. Okay. He's definitely not going to get a gift if I was crocheting around him. He would not be getting a gift. Anyways, he told me that they wouldn't be coming around anymore until I apologized to his sister-in-law. I'm not apologizing because it's rude not to be giving people your full attention. I'm the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law it's rude to crochet everywhere. Honestly, 100% you are the a-hole. I'm sorry, but what do you mean, like, it's rude that she's not socializing with anyone or paying attention? Like, just because she's crocheting doesn't mean she's not paying attention. You can crochet and still pay attention to your surroundings or pay attention to what's going on. I do all the time. I crochet and I watch shows. I crochet as I'm walking. Like, I can literally pay attention and double task with the tea. Like, I don't know what his deal is, but he's definitely the a-hole. I'm sorry. And that comment he made on her socials, like, that's rude. That in itself is rude. Him having an issue with her crocheting is rude. And the fact that he's not even considering the fact that this is what helps her relax is like mind-boggling, because he knows that she had a miscarriage and that's when she kind of picked up crocheting. It could be something to help her get over her miscarriage or something to help her get through that miscarriage, and you're just here saying that it's rude because she's not socializing or paying attention to everyone. How inconsiderate. Like, genuinely, how inconsiderate of him. If I was a sister-in-law, I would keep crocheting. Like, if I'm gonna stop crocheting, you may as well arrest me, and it's not illegal to crochet, so I will keep crocheting if I was a sister-in-law. But yeah, he's definitely the a-hole. Okay guys, that is all the confessions that I have time for in this video. My phone is literally 4% and it's going to die anytime soon, so I have to cut this video short. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I might make a part 2 because this was actually quite fun. So I'll see you in part 2 or in my next video.